Hello friends, welcome to today's transportation engineering class. Friends, our today's topic is road curves. In last class, we have gone through the various terminology which is related with the side distance. Then, what do you mean by super elevation? What are the various concept of counter action of centrifugal force? So friends, today we are going to discuss about the road curves, and I want to tell you that curves is a very important factor which play an important role for the construction of the various road. Basically, when there is a difficulty for the cutting and filling of the road, so in that case we are using various types of road for the various types of curves for the road construction. So these curves are classified in various types. So what do you mean by the curves? The curves are usually employed in the line of the communication in order that the change of direction at the intersection of the straight line shall be gradual. The line connected by the curves are tangential to it and are called as the tangent or straight. So in many cases we know that straight alignment is not possible due to the various topographic disturbance of the area. So in that case we are providing various types of curves. Normally we are providing these curves in the road construction as well as railway construction. So before going to the overtaking zone, there are some necessities of curves and why we are providing this curve. So excessive cutting and filling can be prevented by providing the change in alignment with the help of curves. If we want to reduce the excessive cutting and excessive filling, so in that case we are providing the curves. Maybe we are providing this curve for road or railway construction. The obstruction which came in the way of straight alignment can be made easier by providing or by pass with the help of the curves. In the straight route, gradient are made more comfortable and easy, providing diversion with the help of the curves. And in the straight route, costly land comes in the way, and that it can be avoided by providing the diversion with the help of curves. So there are many cases when you are construct the road, there are many land of the owners will come, and every time it is not possible that we should buy this land for the construction of the road. So for providing the various types of bypass to this land, we are using the various types of curves. So this is the necessity part of the curve, and in next class we will think about the various types and various uses of the curve. Now we are going to discuss about the overtaking zone. So already in the last class I have given you the information about the overtaking zone. When there is no possibility of the OSD, so in that case we are providing the overtaking zone. Basically when we are providing the curves, so in that case overtaking zones are important. So while providing the overtaking zones or curve, super elevation plays a very important role to avoid the any type of accident or to avoid the skidding and slipping of the various vehicles. So we have to provide the super elevations, and this super elevation is always held to counteract and counterbalance the centrifugal force, due to which it is possible for any vehicles or drivers of the vehicle to drive the vehicle with the all safety, and there should not be any type of skidding and slipping of the vehicle. So I hope that in last class we have also discussed about the super elevation. Then next point is the extra widening. What do you mean by the extra widening? Basically, to avoid the slipping and skidding of the various vehicle, we are providing the outer edge, or we are providing the more surfaces on the outer edge as compared to the inner edge. So when we are doing this type of arrangement, then it is called as the extra widening of the road. And there are different types of widening. They may be classified as a mechanical widening, they may be classified as a psychological widening. So as per the IRC recommendation, extra widening can be calculated by this formula. Here you can see this is a mathematical formula. Wm is equal to NL square divided by 2r, where r is the curvature and AL is the specified length which is given as per the IRC recommendation. So by using this formula we can calculate the extra widening. The next point is the psychological widening. If you want to calculate the total widening which is needed for the horizontal curve, so you can use this mathematical formula. We is equal to NL square divided by 2r plus V by 2.64 under root of r. So this formula is proposed by the IRC, and by using this formula we can calculate the total widening of the road. So you must know one thing, that when we are providing the curves on the road, then extra widening, psychological widening, mechanical widening, super elevation and centrifugal force, these are the very important parameters. This help to design the various types of curves for the road and railway construction. Now we are going to discuss about the various types of curves. Basically, these curves, those we are using for the construction of road, they can be classified in two major factor. The number one is horizontal curve and second one is vertical curve. And these horizontal curves are sub-classified as a simple curve, compound curves, reverse curves, transition curve and combined curve. So these are the sub classification of horizontal curve, and this vertical curve can be classified as a summit curve and valley curve. So while designing the road, everyone should have the knowledge of these various types of the curve, and in today's class we are going to see some of them. So now we are going to discuss about the horizontal type of curve, which can be called as a horizontal transition curve. So transition curve is provided to change the horizontal alignment from straight to circular curve gradually, and has a radius which decreases the from infinity at the straight end, which is called as the tangent point. To describe radius of the circular curve at the other end, which is called as the curve point. And there are 5 objectives for providing the transition curve. So it is very important that why we are providing this transition curve. So mainly to introduce gradually the centrifugal force between the tangent point and the beginning of the circular curve, and to avoiding the sudden jerk on the vehicle. This type of curves provided the comfort to the passenger. So when we are providing this horizontal type of transition curve, it is useful to reduce the sudden jerk of the vehicle when vehicle have a moving with a particular design speed. And when we reducing the sudden jerk, it will provide the comfort to the passenger. The second, to enable the driver turn steering gradually for his own comfort and security. When we are providing the horizontal curve, it is comfortable for driver to take a gradual turn on the curve, so that he can move the vehicle with the safety. Next is to provide the gradual introduction of the super elevation. Basically, already I told you, when we are providing the super elevation and we are balancing counterbalance the various forces, so in that case there is a safety of the various vehicle which are moving on the road. So to provide gradual introduction of the super elevation, this horizontal transition curves will be help. It also help to provide the gradual introduction to the extra widening. So I already told you that how extra widening is important and what do you mean by the extra widening. Next, to enhance the aesthetic appearance of the road. So when horizontal transition curve we are providing, so it will give a proper elevation, proper elegance to the road, and we will get a aesthetic appearance of the road. So this way horizontal transition curves are important. The next we are going to discuss about the summit curve. So these are the some curves which are very important for the road construction. The summit curve or is also called as the vertical type of curve with gradient upward. So in next slide I will show you the actual pictures and you can understand what do you mean by the summit curve, and you can understand what do you mean by the vertical curve. And basically this summit curve are formed when two gradient meet as a particular point, and all these things we can see in the next figure. And now there are some various types of the summit curve. Many curves form can be used with the satisfactory result. The common practice has been to use the parabolic curve as a summit curve. The parabolic curve which we are providing on the road is also called as the summit curve. This is primarily because of the ease with it can be laid out, as well as allowing a comfort transition from one gradient to another. Although a circular curve offers equal side distance at every point on the curve, for very small deviation angle, a circular curve can be parabolic curve, and all are most important for the road construction. The use of parabolic curves were found to be excellent and riding comfort. So when there are many case study, and in many case study it has been found that when we are providing the summit curve, so we should provide the summit curve as a shape like a parabolic curve. And when we providing this parabolic curve, got a very good result, and also it will provide the comfort to the driver when he's driving his vehicle on this summit curve. So student, these are the various types of curve, and we should know when and where we have to provide these curves. So in this figure you can understand what do you mean by the summit curve and how summit curves are drawn. So you can see in the figure number 1, in figure number 2, 3 and 4, the various shapes has been shown with a curve path, and that particular curve path is called as the summit curve. The next is the valley curve. When any curve is look like a valley, then it is called as the valley type of curve. Valley curve is also called as the sack curve or a vertical type of curve. So in this figure you can see that this is a reverse type of curve, and this curve is called as the valley curve, and it is always act like a descending gradient, or it is always act like a flat gradient. Here the descending gradient is always met with the ascending gradient, and ascending gradient is always met with another ascending gradient. So when we are prepared or constructed any curve by taking in consideration this various condition, then it is called as the valley curve. And by seeing this picture you can understand what is the valley curve and how it can be act in descending and ascending manner. So student, now you can see this picture. It is the actual road curve which we are providing on the road for the construction purpose. So already I told, in many cases it is not possible to provide the cutting and filling, and if every time if we assume that we want the straight line or straight alignment, so it will increase the cost of construction. So as per the requirement of topography and as per the requirement of area, we are providing this type of curve. So here you can see this is the one actual curve which were provided on the road, and while in moving on this curve, the driver should be careful, and there should be the proper side distance so that we can avoid the various types of accident. So this is another example of a road curve. So here you can see this curve is a reverse type of curve. So if you imagine one center point of this curve, and from this center point you can see this is the reverse curve. At both sides it's have a equal type of elevation. So you can see this is the reverse types of curve, and many time as per the requirement of topography, many time as per the requirement of topography and requirement of area, we are providing this type of road curve which is called as the reverse curve. So here this is the theoretical example of reverse curve. So you can see a reverse curve is made up of two arcs having equal or different radius bending in opposite direction with a common tangent at their junction. So already in previous figure you can see in this figure this is bending in opposite direction. Their center lies on the opposite side of the curve. The reverse curve are used when the straight are parallel or interact at the very small angle. So in this figure you can see here we have provided the R1 and R2 type of tangent, and we have a one curve like T1P, and second curve like P2 T2, which is a reverse type of curve. And now in second PPT you see this is the actual example of a reverse curve. So here we have provided this reverse curve for the construction of permanent way of the railway. So here you can see this is the reverse curve which having the same radius on the both side, and when we seen this from at a particular distance, we can say that it's having the proper type of curve and equal type of curve in the both side. So when there is a problems in the topography or filling and cutting is not possible, so in that case we are providing the reverse type of curve. I hope you can understand what is the reverse curve by seeing this actual example. So what is the need of providing the curve? Already I discussed previously why we are providing the curves. Basically to bring out the gradual changes in the direction of motion, we are providing the curve, and to bring out the gradual changes in the grade, and for a good visibility of the driver, we are providing the curve. So here in this figure you can see these are the various applications of curve, and we have constructed various types of the curve as per the requirement of the road construction, as per the requirement of the railway construction. So one thing is very important while moving on this type of curve, every driver if he is driving a vehicle or loco pilot of the railway, they should take very safetical manner so that there should not be any type of accident. And while moving on the curves, the side distance plays a very important role, so that in last class we have already discussed about the side distance, and I once again told all the students to go through this side distance and try to understand the concept of side distance. So in this figure you can see these are the various applications of curves, and that may be called as the serving application, and the main thing if we are providing the various types of curves, it will help to reduce the cost of project and cost of construction. So now you can see this is an example, actual example of the horizontal curve. So basically when we are going through theoretical knowledge, so somehow we have some confusion. What is the horizontal curve or what is the vertical curve? So in that figure, when we construct this type of curve on the road for the moving of various vehicles, so that type of curve is called as the horizontal type of curve. And you can see the various types of marking are plotted on this road, on this curve, so that a driver can drive his vehicle safely and comfortably, and there should not be any type of cause or any type of accident. So this is an example of horizontal curve, and you can see how this curve has constructed, and how it can be applicable for the road construction. So when there is a hilly type of area, when there is not a proper type of topography, so in that case, for the motion of the vehicles and to provide the comfort to the driver, we have to construct this type of curve, and this is an actual example of the horizontal curve. Now here you can see this is an actual example of the vertical curve. So many students have having the confusion, sir, how it look like a vertical curve. So here you can see that on this platform there is not possibility of full cutting or full filling, so that we have constructed this type of road, and that type of curve is called as the vertical curve. So here when one vehicle is moving, it will first go down and then it will go up. So when you can find this type of construction on the road, so this curve is called as the vertical type of curve. And from by seeing this figure, you can understand what is the vertical curve. Already we discussed about the various types of curve. So broadly, how curves can be classified. So basically curves can be classified as a horizontal type of curve and vertical type of curve. Then horizontal type of curve is again sub-classified as a circular type of curve, transition type of curves, and combined type of curve. Then this circular type of curve is again classified as a simple type of curve, compound type of curve, and a reverse type of curve. And I told you that previously we had discussed about the reverse type of curve, and also have shown you a practical example of the reverse type of curve. Then transition type of curve is again divided as a cubic parabola, then clothoid type of curve, cubic spiral, and lemniscate type of curve. So basically lemniscate type of curve is a modern type of curve, and normally this type of curve we are not using in India, but some developed country are using this type of curve for the construction of the road. So I hope this is the broad division of curves, and you can understand these are the various types of curve. Basically there are two types of curve, one is horizontal and second one is vertical, and as per their requirement, as per their shape, size, they can sub classified in various types. So this need of providing the curves, already we discussed. So as per the requirement of topography, as per the requirement of side, and as per the requirements, whether there is the requirement of circular type of curve, whether there is the requirement of parabolic type of curve. So as per the requirement, we are providing various types of curve. And main need that why we are providing the curve is that we have to provide a comfort, we have to provide a safety to the road user, so that there should not be accident, there should not be any loss to the human being. So we are providing the curve. This is the main necessity of the curve. So student, In today's class, we are discuss about the various types of curve, and I also shown you the various practical example of the curves. So there are many types of curves. Already we discussed about the simple type of curves. We discuss about the compound type of curves. We also discuss about the reverse type of curve, and there is a one particular nomenclature which has been given to the curve. This curve can be designated by the angle or chord length. If you want to draw the curve or if you want to construct the curve, so there are 2 points are very important. One, the measurement of the curve by using the linear method, and the measurement of the curve by using the angular method. So when you are going to construct the curve as per the IRC recommendation, this angular method and linear method, these are the very important. So this is the small introduction which we shown today regarding to the curves, and I hope you can understand the various types of curves. And in next class we will deeply go about the design and maintenance of the curves. And I hope you can understand today's topic. Thank you very much.